The Amazon forest wakes not with silence, but with a trembling breath, a pulse that moves beneath leaves soaked in emerald moisture, a rhythm older than memory and carved into bones of every creature that survives here. Dawn spills slowly across the canopy, its golden fingers filtering through towering kapok trees, and strangler figs that coil like ancient serpents around everything they touch. Mist rises from the forest floor like the exhale of the earth, swirling around roots bigger than the hulls of boats, encasing the jungle in a soft, ghost-like haze. Beneath this curtain of light and vapor, life stirs with careful intention. For in the Amazon, the beauty of the morning is never separate from the brutality of survival. A jaguar, muscles rippling under, a coat of rosettes the color of molten sunlight, moves like a silent storm to the undergrowth, his paws press into the damp soil without a whisper, each step calculated, each breath measured. He is the guardian of this green labyrinth, a shadow carved from power and precision. His whiskers twitch as he lifts, his head to catch the scent of capybaras grazing near the riverbank, unaware that the king of the forest has already marked their fate. But the jaguar knows better than to trust the calm waters, for beneath the surface, coils of patience wait. A giant anaconda, thick as a fallen tree end, longer than the fishing boats used by remote tribes, rests submerged in the slow-moving river. Only its ancient eyes break the surface, unblinking, cold, unreadable. It senses vibrations through the water, the jaguar's approach, the heartbeat of prey, the tremor of danger and opportunity all at once. For the anaconda, survival is not a hunt. It is a ritual, a test of endurance practiced. For millions of years, it waits motionless, letting the world think it is nothing more than a drifting shadow. Above them, scarlet macaws shriek warnings, bursting into the sky in a riot of color. Their wings cut through the morning mist like strokes of a paintbrush dipped in wild brilliance. Spider monkeys leap from branch to branch, chattering anxiously, their tails curling with nervous energy. Even the tapirs, usually slow and indifferent, lift their elongated snouts to sniff the air, their fur glistening with dew. They munch idly on fresh shoots of grass, their ears flicking, their eyes soft and unaware. But the wind changes direction, carrying the scent of the jaguar directly to them. A rustle cuts through the silence. A head lifts. A tiny grunt escapes one of the smaller capybaras, and in a flash, the illusion of peace shatters. The jaguar emerges with the force of a falling tree, muscles coil like springs, eyes locked on the largest capybara. The herd scatters, splashing into the water in panic chaos. The river erupts, because the anaconda has chosen the same moment to strike. It lunges from the depths, water exploding in a spiral around its massive form as it wraps itself around a fleeing capybara. Screams echo through the jungle. Birds take flight. Branches tremble. The jaguar halts mid-leap, eyes narrowing, as he watches his prey become ensnared by another apex predator. The river churns violently, the anaconda's coils tightening with merciless strength. The jaguar roars, a deep, guttural thunder that shakes the air. This is not anger. This is not fear. This is a declaration. The forest is mine. Without hesitation, he leaps into the water, not to save the capybara, but to challenge the serpent for what he considers rightfully his. The clash is immediate. Water thrashes. Mud clouds the riverbed. The jaguar's claws slice through scales as tough as armor. The anaconda responds by whipping its massive tail upward, slamming it against the jaguar with enough force to knock a lesser animal unconscious. But the jaguar is not lesser. He is the embodiment of the Amazon's fierce spirit, relentless, fearless, and unyielding. His jaws clamp down onto the anaconda's thick body, teeth puncturing deep. The serpent coils around him, tightening, squeezing until bones creak under the pressure. For a moment, it seems as though time freezes. Two titans locked in primal combat, each refusing to surrender. The river becomes a battlefield, the forest a silent witness. Above them, rare harpy eagles circle, watching with predatory interest. Poison dart frogs crouch beneath ferns, their neon skins glowing like living jewels. Even the normally reclusive ocelot peers from between the roots of a massive tree. They observe, for in the Amazon, every creature knows that the fight between a jaguar and an anaconda is not just a battle. It's a story of survival written into the very soul of the forest. As the struggle continues, the sun climbs higher, setting the canopy ablaze with golden fire. The Amazon breathes, alive and trembling, as predator and predator lock eyes in a moment that decides the fate of the morning. The river slowly returns to stillness, though the echoes of the battle continue to pulse through the forest like a heartbeat refusing to settle. The jaguar hauls himself onto the bank, water cascading from his powerful frame. His sides rise and fall with ragged breaths, each inhale laced with triumph and fatigue. A long wound coils down his shoulder where the anaconda scales cut into his flesh, but he pays it no mind. Pain is an old companion here, one that accompanies every victory. Behind him, the river ripples softly, hiding the silent departure of the defeated anaconda. The serpent sinks deeper into the murky depths to recover, not dead but humbled, retreating into the underworld of tangled roots and drifting leaves. In the Amazon, no predator leaves the stage forever. Every battle is a lesson, a warning, and a promise of another encounter. The forest reacts to the aftermath with a cautious awakening. Blue morpho butterflies flutter over the jaguar, like drifting fragments of sky, attracted to the minerals on his wet fur. Their wings shimmer with hypnotic iridescence, casting flickers of blue light across his rosettes. Trails of leafcutter ants march undisturbed nearby, each carrying a piece of green twice its size, their determination unshaken by the chaos that unfolded. Tiny tamarins peek from the hollow of a tree, their golden fur glowing as beams of sunlight stretch across the canopy. Yet even in this moment of stillness, there is an underlying tension, because in the Amazon, calm is never free of cost. Danger lurks like a silent promise. With each breath, the jungle shifts, revealing another challenge, another predator, another ancient dance of survival. The jaguar moves deeper into the forest, his paws gliding over the leaf-littered ground. He passes through a corridor of strangler fig vines, their roots wrapping around old trees like skeletal hands. Sunlight breaks through gaps in the canopy, forming patterns across the forest floor, patterns that shift like liquid gold. High above, a sloth hangs lazily, chewing leaves without a care. On a moss-covered rock, a black caiman lies motionless, only its golden eyes tracking the jaguar's movement. Yet none dare challenge him. Not after the battle they have all witnessed. His presence radiates authority, a silent command that ripples through the forest. For now, the jaguar walks as the undisputed emperor of this green kingdom. But the Amazon is alive with more than predators. Rare animals, hidden from the world, move like spirits through the shadows. A short-eared dog slips silently through the brush, its fox-like face watching the jaguar with uneasy curiosity. A giant anteater ambles across a clearing, claws curling delicately as it searches for termites. The forest breathes with them, shelters them, and tests them. For every creature here, rare or common, the rules are the same: survive, adapt, endure. And the jaguar, with blood still stained on his whiskers, understands those rules better than any. As evening approaches, the jungle shifts from emerald to gold and finally to deep, haunting shades of blue. The chorus of insects swells, cicadas singing like vibrating wires, crickets layering rhythm beneath them. Nightjars call through the dimming air. Fireflies begin to appear in flickers, like sparks drifting from invisible flames. The jaguar prowls to the edge of a fallen tree trunk and pauses, his ears swiveling toward a distant sound. It is faint, muffled, but unmistakable, the grunt of a giant tapir moving through the thicket. Nearby, the rustle of foliage suggests the presence of peccaries, their musk filling the air as they graze nervously. Each creature is part of the delicate machinery of the forest, and each movement adds to the vibrant symphony of life. Then the ground trembles lightly, a sensation felt rather than heard. The jaguar tenses. Somewhere beyond the dense wall of vegetation, the anaconda returns, not to fight, not yet, but to stalk the river's edge in search of food to replenish the energy lost in the morning's clash. Their rivalry is not born of hatred, but of survival. In this vast, breathing world, dominance is never permanent. The jaguar knows this truth like a memory etched deep in his blood. He prowls higher into the trees, scanning the horizon where fireflies hover like fallen stars. The river reflects the night sky so perfectly that it seems to hold the heavens in its depths. The deeper the night grows, the more the rare creatures of the Amazon reveal themselves. The mysterious patoo bird blends perfectly with a tree, its camouflage feathers making it look like part of the bark. A pair of bush dogs dart across a clearing, their feet kicking up soft clouds of dust. A giant armadillo, armored like an ancient warrior, digs quietly near a termite mound. The Amazon is a vault of wonders, each creature a secret carved from evolution, rarity, and resilience. And within this world of astonishing diversity, the jaguar stands as both predator and protector, feared, admired, and essential. As the moon rises above the canopy, its silver light casting ripples across the forest, the jaguar settles near the roots of a towering saber tree. The night wraps around him like a cloak. The sounds of the jungle blend into a lullaby of survival. But even in this rest, he remains alert, eyes half open, ears twitching at every sound. For in the Amazon, sleep is never complete, only borrowed. The forest never stops testing its warriors, never stops demanding strength. Here, every sunrise is a question. Every sunset is an answer written in struggle. And so the jaguar closes his eyes briefly, knowing that when dawn returns, the battle for survival will rise with it. Between jaguars and giant anacondas, between predators and prey, between the ancient forces that shaped this wild, breathing kingdom of nature. The Amazon will continue its eternal saga, fierce, unforgiving, and breathtakingly alive. As the night deepens, the Amazon transforms into a cathedral of shadow and sound, each leaf and branch echoing with secrets older than human memory. The jaguar, now a dark silhouette against the silver wash of moonlight, prowls through the labyrinthine undergrowth, his every movement fluid, calculated, and silently lethal. His paws sink softly into the damp leaf litter, leaving no trace, yet sending subtle vibrations through the earth that alert every creature nearby. The forest is alive in anticipation. The scent of crushed leaves, wet soil, and distant watercourses mingles into a perfume both intoxicating and ominous. High above, the canopy shivers as an army of macaws roost, their vivid plumage muted in the moon's glow, but their presence unmistakable. Their cries, though softened in the dark, reverberate through the jungle, serving as a messenger, a warning, an omen of the struggles that unfold below. The jaguar's ears twitch at every snap of a twig, every flutter of wings. Even the softest ripple of the river catches his attention. Tonight, the jungle does not sleep, and neither does he. The river, now a silver ribbon winding silently through the heart of the forest, mirrors the moon in the shadows of ancient trees. Beneath its glassy surface, the giant anaconda glides with lethal patience, coils curling like living shadows. Its yellow eyes, reflecting the faint moonlight, follow every ripple of movement above. Prey is scarce in the deep night, but the serpent's patience is infinite. It is a hunter shaped by time, capable of surviving months without sustenance, yet always ready to strike with lightning precision. The jaguar pauses at the riverbank, sniffing the damp air, aware of the subtle undulations of the water and the promise they hold. Though their last battle ended in stalemate, neither predator underestimates the other. They are bound by a silent understanding. The forest is a place of constant tests, and dominance is never permanent. From the shadows, rare animals begin their nightly forays. The short-eared dog moves like a shadow, blending with the dim underbrush, its fox-like face scanning for danger. Its copper-colored fur flickers with the moonlight as it darts around roots and rocks, each movement precise and calculated. A giant anteater emerges from the fern undergrowth, claws scraping softly against the moist earth as it searches for termite mounds. The rhythmic sound of its long snout, probing the soil, seems to harmonize with the subtle heartbeat of the jungle. Meanwhile, the black caiman slithers to the water's edge, eyes glowing faintly with predatory intent. Though it remains motionless, it observes everything with ancient calculation, a silent sentinel in the dark river. Even the elusive ocelot, normally reclusive, eyes the jaguar warily, acknowledging the presence of a superior hunter, while keeping itself prepared for opportunities that the night might offer. The jaguar's journey takes him deeper into the forest, into a corridor of colossal strangler figs whose roots twist like serpents around towering trees. Moonlight pierces through gaps in the canopy, casting fractured patterns of silver and shadow across the jungle floor. Here, The dance of predator and prey becomes almost mystical. A group of golden tamarins moves cautiously along vines above, their small faces illuminated with curiosity and caution. Fireflies the air, their gentle luminescence adding a surreal glow to the already enchanted forest. Even the smallest insects, the buzzing of cicadas, the soft scraping of beetles, and the rhythmic steps of leafcutter ants carrying fragments of green, contribute to the vast symphony of nocturnal life. Every creature, from the tiniest frog to the apex predator itself, participates in this delicate balance where survival depends on instinct, awareness, and adaptation. Suddenly, the silence of predation is broken. The giant anaconda, sensing the jaguar's proximity, rises partially from the river, its massive coils uncoiling like living shadows. The jaguar freezes, eyes narrowing, ears flicking, every muscle taut with tension. The serpent strikes first, lashing its head toward a distant capybara that wandered too close to the water's edge, swallowing it in a flash of green and bronze scales. The jaguar, undeterred, steps closer to the river, muscles rippling under his sleek coat as he prepares to confront the snake. But this confrontation is not immediate. Instead, it becomes a tense standoff, a silent exchange of wills where strategy and instinct govern every second. Around them, the forest holds its breath. The tapirs, peering cautiously through the mist, freeze mid-step, ears alert. The macaws screech again, flying in chaotic arcs overhead. Even the nocturnal predators, ocelots, bush dogs, and short-eared dogs, pause, watching the two titans of the jungle with instinctive respect and fear. Night deepens further, and the jungle grows colder, mist curling over the forest floor like spectral fingers. The jaguar slinks toward a fallen saber tree, moving with feline elegance that belies the raw power coiled in every sinew. Above, the harpy eagle circles silently, its shadow crossing the jaguar's path, a silent witness to the eternal battle between predator and predator. Tiny neon frogs crouch on leaves, their bright colors vivid in the silvered darkness, warning that even the smallest beings have evolved for survival in this relentless ecosystem. The jungle is alive in every sense. The sounds, the scents, the movements, all telling stories of life, death, and resilience. The jaguar pauses, lifting his head to the sky, whiskers twitching as the wind carries subtle scents from miles away. The forest whispers of prey, of danger, and of opportunity, a language older than words. In this nocturnal symphony, the balance of life tilts and shifts like the ebb and flow of the river itself. The jaguar, now seated under the colossal ceiba, watches as the anaconda returns to the water, its massive body coiling and uncoiling, a silent promise of future encounters. The rare animals, having witnessed the standoff, resume their movements. Tamarins swing above, bush dogs return to the underbrush, and the fireflies continue their magical dance. The jaguar, though weary, remains alert, understanding that in the Amazon, rest is temporary, vigilance permanent. He curls slightly, muscles still tense, eyes scanning the shadows as the jungle hums around him. Moonlight reflects off his coat, highlighting the golden rosettes that mark him as a ruler, a survivor, a legend of this wild kingdom. As the first faint light of pre-dawn brushes the horizon, the forest begins its slow transition, promising another day of survival battles, hidden dangers, and rare wonders. The jaguar rises, stretching his powerful frame, muscles rippling like water over stone. The river glistens behind him, and deep in its coils, the anaconda lurks, ever patient, ever deadly. The rainforest awakens in anticipation, the orchestra of life resuming its eternal performance. Birds begin to call in the distance, insects add rhythm to the dawn, and rare creatures move silently through shadow and light. The jaguar steps forward, each paw placement precise, each breath controlled, ready to meet whatever challenges the Amazon will present. In this vast, breathing world, survival is more than instinct. It is art, science, and legend intertwined. And as sunlight begins to pierce the canopy, glinting on wet leaves and casting golden reflections on the river, the eternal dance of the jaguar and the giant anaconda, of predator and prey, continues, fierce, mesmerizing, and undeniably wild.